6:30, I call this meeting of the Public Works and Highways Committee to order. And as required, I will read the following script. As chair of the House Public Works and Highways Committee, I find that due to the state of emergency declared by the governor as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and in accordance with House Rule 67 and the governor's emergency order number 12, pursuant to Executive Order 2020-04, this public body is authorized to meet electronically. This is a full committee work session on House Bill 25 with an executive session to follow. Please note that there is no physical location for members of the public to observe and listen contemporaneously to this meeting. However, in accordance with the emergency order, I am confirming that all members of the committee and select legislative staff have the ability to communicate contemporaneously during this meeting through the Zoom electronic meeting platform. And the public has access to contemporaneously listen and, if necessary, participate in this meeting on the Zoom platform or by telephone. All necessary access information has been made available in the House calendar and through the electronic calendar on the General Court website. This notice for this meeting complies with House rules and RSA 91-A. Anyone who has a problem accessing the meeting should call 271-3600 or email hcs@leg.state.nh.us. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled. I want to introduce the staff that are in the meeting assisting us: Brad Greenland, committee researcher, and Christopher Shea of the LBA. Please note that all votes that are taken during this meeting shall be done by roll call vote. Let us start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance. When each member states their presence, please also state whether there is anyone in the room with you during this meeting, which is required under the right to know law. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chairman Graham.
I am my house in Bedford, and you may hear the dog, but that's the only thing here.
Representative McConkey.
Present in my office with my protege son.
Clerk is here. His wife is somewhere sleeping downstairs. Representative Samaro.
I am present. I am here alone in my room.
Representative Fadolfi.
I'm here in Hillsborough. My wife's at church, but she'll be back.
Thank you. Representative Newton. Representative Newton. Representative Blasek.
Here, I am all alone. My family is upstairs.
Thank you. Representative Boards. Representative Boards. Representative Gagné. Representative Gagné. Representative Kolansky. Representative Kolansky. Representative Thompson. Representative Thompson. Representative Van de Castile. Representative Van de Castile. Representative Cloutier.
Present alone in the bedroom of my Claremont home.
Representative Edgar.
Present. Kathy's in the house someplace around.
Representative Ebel.
Home alone in New London.
Representative Jack. Representative Jack.
Home alone in Nashua.
Representative Abbott.
In Hinsdale, Nature's Playground. Alone.
Representative Faulkner.
Hi, I'm home in Swansea. My wife is in the other room.
Representative Newman,
Yes, I'm at home in Nashua. My husband is in the house. That's it.
Representative Grassi,
I'm home in Rochester. My wife is in the house as well.
Representative Peterson,
Present at home in Nashua alone.
Representative Query,
Present at home in Manchester with my dog.
Representative Bunker,
Present at home in Exeter. My wife may pass through from time to time.
thank you. Mr. Chair, the attendance is complete.
David, I don't know if you got me.
I didn't, Representative Thompson, thank you.
I was muted.
Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, this is Representative Larry Gagne joining the meeting the hard way.
Thank you.
Hello, Sue Vander Castile is present.
Thank you. I'll go over it one more time then. Representative Newton, are you here? Representative Boards. And Representative Kalansky. All right, Mr. Chair, the attendance has been taken.
You're muted, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. I make that mistake just like everybody else. I open this portion of the meeting, which is the work session, late. Who is on? Everybody mute, please. Thank you all. We sent out the updated compare report based on what we had agreed to. When you go through it, you will find that Mr. Shea had also put the footnotes on the compare report, so we knew what was going to be used. I went through it. I did not see any changes. And then also you should have received an amendment to House Bill 25A, number 0981H, dated March 23rd. That is the amendment that we will be approving, hopefully in a few minutes. But I would open the floor to any discussion that anybody has about either the compare report or, more importantly, the amendment to House Bill 25. Raise your hand if you want to say anything. Representative Abbott?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to move that the amendment be ought to pass as amended.
Well, I understand the amendment that the motion you are making is to approve amendment 2021-091H. Is there a second to that? Representative Mills seconds the motion. I would ask that if you are making or seconding motions that you unmute and say it out loud so that the public can see it, because they can't always see you raising a hand or signaling to me in some other fashion. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve, the committee approve amendment 2021-0981H to House Bill 25A. Any discussion on that? Seeing no hands raised, the clerk will call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Representative McConkey,
Aye.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Samaro.
I vote yes.
Thank you. Representative Fadolfi.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Representative Newton. Representative Newton. Representative Blasek.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Boards. Representative Boards. Representative Gagny.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Representative Kalansky. Representative Kalansky. Representative Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Van de Castile. Representative Van de Castile. Representative Cloutier.
Yes.
Representative Edgar.
Aye.
Representative Ebel.
Yes.
Representative Jack.
Yes.
Representative Abbott.
Yes.
Representative Faulkner.
Yes.
Representative Newman.
Yes.
Representative Grassi.
Yes.
Representative Peterson.
Yes.
Representative Query.
Yes.
Representative Bunker.
Yes.
Representative Van de Castile.
She was thumbs up, David. She says no audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fixed now. Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, because I could not see that. I'll do once more. Representative Kalansky. Representative Boards. Representative Newton. Chairman Graham.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. The amendment passes 19-0.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Before I ask for a motion on the bill overall, I would just like to say that it is important that we do this, and I appreciate everybody's hard work on it. And I know that there are things in this bill, as I said Tuesday, that each of us would either change, add, delete, but we reached this position where we are by working together, and I hope that. Now, for whoever makes the motion, do not worry that you will have to write the committee report, because I am writing it and I will submit it to the calendar. So I think that has been the past practice, going back at least 4 biennium when I looked at the old blurbs for HB 25, it was always under the chairman's name. So I will do that. Representative Fadolfi.
Mr. Chair, may I interrupt, please?
I would just like to say that in the past 2 years, I was on this committee, but those of you who might be new to the committee, I have found the Democratic leadership to be fair and just as much as the Republican leadership. And even, I'm not used to not having the bill in front of me, but it was 23 pages. So my printer wouldn't handle that.
Mine did.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Representative, Mr. Chairman, may I
Yes.
interrupt?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wanted to just go on record as correcting that vote. When I went back to Representative Van de Castile, I logged it out of order in error. So the actual vote on that committee amendment was 20-0.
Yep. Thank you. Representative Cloutier?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to say, I think this is a good budget. It's not everything that I necessarily like, every little thing, but I think it's a budget we all came together on with some discussion, give and take, compromise. And I think it's a great budget to send to the floor. So I think I want to say hats off to you, Mr. Chair, and everybody else in the committee. I think we worked hard and tried to, in the end, came together to compromise to send a good budget to the floor for the benefit of our entire state. Thank you.
And I recognize Representative McConkey for a motion.
Thank
You just muted yourself, Mark.
All right, thank you. How's that? That's a little better. Mr. Chairman, I would like to move passage of House Bill 25
To pass as amended is what I heard.
as amended, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, the motion by Representative McConkey that House Bill 25 be found ought to pass as amended. Is there a second?
I would like to second.
Multiple seconds. Representative Faulkner was first up. So it's been moved and seconded that House Bill 25A be ought to pass as amended. There any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Representative McConkey.
Aye.
The clerk votes yes. Representative Samaro.
I vote yes.
Thank you. Representative Fadolfi.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Representative Newton. Representative Newton. Representative Blasek.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Boards. Representative Boards. Representative Gagny.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Representative Kalansky. Representative Kalansky. Representative Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Representative Van de Castile.
I vote yes.
Thank you. Representative Cloutier.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Edgar.
Aye.
Thank you. Representative Ebel.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Jack.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Abbott.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Faulkner.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Representative Newman.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Grassi.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Peterson.
Yes.
Representative Query.
Yes.
Representative Bunker.
Yes.
Chairman Graham.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, the vote on HB 25A ought to pass as amended is 20-0. Yay.
Thank you very much. This is a joke. Any objection to consent calendar? Unfortunately, we cannot do that because it is a budget bill. We have tried it in the past and it's never worked. So we're not even going to try. But as I said earlier before we started the official meeting to a couple of the members who are on, I have asked the speaker to move this to the start of the session on April 7th. Hopefully we can do that to be the first bill up, maybe set a cordial tone in the House before we start our debates on House Bill 1 and 2, and just be able to do that. As I look at the calendar, I had scheduled a meeting, and it will be in the calendar, for House Bill 25 executive session on Monday, the 29th, if necessary. Obviously, it is not necessary, but there were some concerns on my part. You know, if the public couldn't have access, then we would had to reschedule. And if we had hit a snag with something wrong with the amendment, we would have had to reschedule, either keep it open and come back in a few hours on this. So you can disregard that when you get the notice that there's a meeting of Public Works and Highways next Monday. We will not be meeting at all next week. And I do not intend to meet until sometime in April. We currently have 3 bills, and I've just been informed that a fourth one dealing with the highway plan will be coming to us. It was inadvertently sent to transportation. None of them are early bills, and we can work them all at the same time. The bills, if you're interested in what they are listed under Public Works Committee on the General Court website. With that, I want to thank everybody. I do, as I said at the very beginning of this session, I like to start things on time. I hope that the members who are not here are not hoping to sign in later and see us, because we're not going to be here. So I thank you all. It's been a challenge, I think, for all of us to try to do this via either hybrid or totally remote. Usually it's easier to talk across that U-shaped table in room 201 about some of these issues, whereas we've had to do it either on paper or talking across the Zoom platform. It has been rewarding, but we also haven't got to know each other. And there are a lot of new members on the committee that I've met at the last House session, and that's been about it, other than on here. So hopefully by May, we'll be back doing things a little more normally, but we shall see what happens. Anything else, any questions anybody has of me?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Representative Thompson.
I'd just like to say that of all the political organizations and boards that I'm now involved in, this is the most collegial and nonpartisan group of people I've yet to meet in state government, local government, or anywhere else. And I appreciate it as a freshman member. The help that's been given to me and the time that's been taken to explain things. So I want everyone to know I appreciate that.
And that was the goal. And it's the goal of every returning member on this committee. As I said at our orientation, we work collegially. We don't always get what we want, but we try to work it out and see where we are. So I appreciate those comments, Dennis. It means a lot to me personally that we are doing that. All right. I would ask one thing. If anybody knows of any member of either party who is planning to speak against House Bill 25 on the floor, if they could let me know. I don't, we'll know that morning, but sometimes to arrange for a debate, if we have to have a debate, I will be defending the committee's recommendation. But if there's somebody who is going to speak against it, if somebody could just let me know. I'm not going to try to talk them out of not doing it. That's their right to dispute what a committee does. But it helps structure debates and time. And it does really help the speaker and the clerk to figure out how long we're going to have to be there, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of that week. So that's just a request that I make to all of you. If you hear anything, just let me know. And if they are going to speak, they need to let the clerk know as well. With that, any other comments? I'm rambling again.
Yep.
Representative Mills.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just interject, I would like to thank you as chairman and Vice Chairman McConkey and the clerk, Mr. Mills, and also the LAPS and Zoom commander, Martin Jack, and the former speaker, John Cloutier. If this could be a model for state government or national government, it would be certainly welcome as far as I'm concerned, is seeing what can be accomplished with cooperation and what really is bipartisanship. Thank you.
Well, let's not all of us get too carried away. We still have bills later this year and bills next year. But we shall see. But we work towards that. And you know that, Mike Abbott. Representative Mills. Unmute yourself, David. David, you're muted.
There we go. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I wanted to ask Representative Cloutier a question because as far as I can remember, he's been on this committee the longest. In my memory, the last 5 terms, this is at least the 5th time that House Bill 25 has gone to the floor on a unanimous vote. I think, and it stands to show how well run this committee is and how well we get cohesive and standing behind all this. So, Mr. Cloutier, can you add anything to that, Representative?
Yeah,
I'm sure
I think it's
than 5.
unanimous again. I mean, it's 5. Well, of course, I've been here. I maybe in my early term there might have been 1 or 2 opposing the capital budget, but usually we send it to the floor, and usually there's not a lot of debate. I mean, we might have a roll call vote like we did last term when I was chair, but there were only a few votes in opposition. It passed overwhelming, and I just basically took questions. So hopefully it's going to be that way this term as well. There'll be no debate on the floor, and we can pass it on a voice vote, or at least a division or roll call with little or no debate. But again, yeah, we're one of the better committees as far as we don't, especially on things like the capital budget and 10-year plan, we don't usually have a lot of opposition. From what I experience, and although it's maybe in the earlier days, there were a few controversies more on other bills. I think usually the capital budget and 10-year plan are something we can, unite on, even if we don't totally get our way on everything. Thank you.
Seeing no other hands raised. Again, thank you all. I will let you know when I schedule these bills. My intention is to try to do as many of them in one day as possible so that we're not trying to take up an hour here, an hour there on Zoom time, because once all the Senate bills come over, we're once again into the, okay, who's got the license for the Zoom on what days? So if we can do it, a couple of them are naming bills, and so we'll go. Representative Fidolfi, you raised your hand again.
Yes, I just want to thank the members of the committee that sent emails and phone calls and cards when I was ill. Thank you very much. That's a great deal.
And a special thanks to Representative Gagné and Representative Grassi for joining us today. Appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to have somebody else come in and see that how we do our work. So thank you. Unless the vice chair or the clerk has any administrative things.
I think your cuckoo said it all, Mr. Chair.
All right, time to leave is what it's saying, I guess. That is the danger of trying to do things at home. At least the dog hasn't been barking.
You're right.
I thank you all again. And I look forward to seeing you all on the 7th, 8th, and 9th of April. So thank you. And
Thank
you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you for everybody.
This
and thank you,
executive session,
Chairman.
this
Bye.
executive session of House Bill 25A is adjourned.
Okay,
Thank you all.
thank you.
Thank you.